that rookie season, though, Jamal. I mean, you hit the field running like a grown-ass man, sir, okay? That was one thing about his style of running is that you didn't play around when you got that ball. Yeah. What was that like that rookie year when you was in there with the professionals now, man?
It was crazy because I can remember that, I didn't start until about the third or fourth game of the season, but I remember coming in the locker room, and being the first pick, whatever, guys be looking at you like,
oh, you better bring something to them.
Is he really worth that? You know what I mean? Like, you was our first pick. We expecting you to do something. And I just remember just going through those practices earlier on and just, like I said, learning the speed, learning the tempo. And then I think I remember Ray one time was like, what's up, youngster, whatever. And he's like, what you got going on, And I wasn't doing nothing. I was just chilling. I was going home, And he's like, well, shoot, me and Shannon and, a couple guys, we going out. We go out, every Thursday or something. Right. And then next day, I hooked up with them and started hanging out with them. And it just kind of changed your mentality and your thought process, too. From a rookie to being with a 4-year player to a dude like Shannon that might have been in the league maybe 6, 7 years by that time, maybe more than that.
Yeah.
But you get a chance to listen and hear, and it just really turned up, my game to the point where, I was just out there just playing and just going for what I know and just being me and being free. Yeah. And just, just being comfortable, you know what I mean? And they welcomed me in. And I think with that and going on that run, the Super Bowl run, it really got sticky because it was just like, especially being with Ray, like, he's enthusiastic all the time. So we just be out. And it's like, man, I don't see nobody beating us. I don't see nobody beating us. You know what I mean? Like, we going to run through them. We going to run through them. And I'm sitting there like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it was just surreal, just being 20, 21 years old and being in the NFL and on a Super Bowl run, too. And having a good year and all this type of stuff. And it was just like nothing could go wrong. You know what I mean? Nothing could go wrong. So, but, I just couldn't wait to get back to the city.
Yeah. Damn.
What you spoke of Ray Lewis, which is one of my favorite, and Shannon Sharp. We're gonna get to Shannon in a minute, but with Ray Lewis, one, I want you to tell the people, what was it really like, playing with Ray Lewis, and second of all, when Ray went through what he went through here in Atlanta, what were your thoughts when you first heard that, and having to deal with him? What was he going to? How was he taking it, and did it affect all y'all?
So mind you now, that was the year that I got drafted. So I got drafted right after that because there was Super Bowl here. And then there was Super Bowl here, and then the draft that I was in was that April, whatever it was. But now being drafted there and then going in there and you're like, dang, he got a trial going on and all this stuff going on, whatever. It was just it was a different place because, of course, he wasn't there. And he was handling this thing. But it really just showed you what type of organization it was, because Art Modell, he was like taking care of everything and just making sure that Ray was straight and Ozzie Newsome and all those guys. So they were, it just showed you from the start that they were supportive. Yeah. And you was in the right place, you know what I mean? But when he came back, when Ray got back, it was like, it was like on. You know what I mean? Like the bell cow is back. You know what I mean? And the leader of this team is back. And, I remember him getting up, speaking to the team and just talking about, Tampa. Like, we going to Tampa. You know what I mean? I'm like, what's in Tampa? the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. Man, it's July. We talking about Super Bowl. So, all right, then, let's go. But, you just kind of knew, like, everybody rallied around him, whatever. And then, like I said, the organization rallied around him. But then, we had to travel.
Yeah.
Oh man, we had to travel. That was the worst part because, it was like, crazy. You know what I mean? Like we had major security and like death threats and all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? Going into some of these away teams, when you had to travel there, especially Ohio, where those guys were from.
Wow.
So it was just like lockdown. You know what I mean? And we used to all be together. Me, him, and Shannon or whatever. We would be together.
Yeah.
Whatever. So it's either going to the room to go play some cards or gamble or something, or just hang out, go get something to eat or whatever. But it was more of he couldn't go do nothing.
Yeah.
Really. So he had to lay low, whatever. So we would just hang out with him.
Yeah.
And it was just one of them things where I think that really helped contribute to how we bonded, as a team and was able to get to the Super Bowl that year. But everybody rallied around him. But man, he just, and then, I just remember my visual of him, at the Super Bowl, that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
With a long white mink coat, you know what I'm saying, with a mink hat and all this type of stuff, you're like, man.
Looking like Frank Lucas out there.
Yeah. But then you show up, to camp, and he comes in, and he just really low key, cool cat, whatever, playing around with everybody or whatever. You're like, man, he's all right. He ain't that, whatever. But yeah, I think it was a good time though. It was a bad time, but at the same time for our team and me coming as a rookie too, just to see, how they dealt with adversity and one of their own, and what happened, which I learned later on that they did me the same way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was like, like this is our guy. You know what I mean? And we got his back. So I was able to experience that front end and then experience two on the back end.
Come on now. Okay, Super Bowl though, man. What was some of your most memorable experiences from being at the Super Bowl? Was it everything that the little boy thought it was going to be when you got grown?
It would work. It was work because you're like, shoot, man, I don't want to go nowhere, do nothing. Yeah. Like, I'm trying to win. We need to win because you do not want to leave here a loser. And so really it was just hanging out at the hotel. You know what I mean? The Models, they had all kind of gifts for us every day. You came back to your room, whatever. But it was just an experience, getting on the bus with these dudes, going back and forth to practice and, joking and joning and having a good time. We was real relaxed. Yeah. But it was just one of them experiences. And Coach Billick was good too because he was just a player's coach. Yeah. He let us be men. Mm-hmm. He treated you like a man. Yeah. So it was one of them things too where he was very helpful and let us be us. You know what I mean? And he let the veterans kind of run the team. So it was fun. But in Tampa, they just said stay out of Mars Venus. You know what I mean? That was the main thing, right? When you got there, stay out of the strip club. Stay out of the strip club. So, but we was just focused, man. We was focused, and I think after that though, it was like, you can let your hair down.
Yeah. Which one was harder, Jamal? Was it that '98 Tennessee championship or that Baltimore Ravens championship? Which one did you take more? More love, and when you look at both of them trophies, which one you say? I remember that one.
The Ravens, because I didn't play in the national championship.
Okay.
I was hurt, so I didn't play in that one. So it was like this. I didn't feel like mine. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Y'all was squatted though. Now y'all was.
I played through the first 4 games. We beat Florida, so I got a chance to really beat Florida.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was just one of them things where that was my Super Bowl. You know what I mean? But
gotcha.
But the Tennessee, it was cool. But it was a good run too. And then T, of course, being able to step in after Peyton left, and being able to go and win a Super Bowl or a championship, that was like super. And then we went 13-0. You know what I mean? So, perfect season.
Come on.
Can't beat that.
We were mad as hell at you in Georgia. I'm like, man, this nigga don't want to Tennessee.
Hey, man,
and we needed you.
Hey, that was Jim Dunning. That was Jim Dunning's fault, They was going after somebody else.
I need to cut Jim Dunn out again.
They were going after somebody else, man. I remember they couldn't get Jasper Saints. He didn't have the grades or something, so they knew he was going to go to military school beforehand. And then I remember Coach Dunn and them calling me like, hey, man, we need to come visit. We need to come see you. We need to come see you. You know, and they came to my house with a last-minute push. And I think my mama had just made like 6 sweet potato pies. So we sitting there talking to them. And, you know, they were like, well, you know, we just want you to come up for an unofficial visit. Unofficial. I'm like, nah, that sounds like a trap. You want me to just come up for an unofficial visit? No, I'm not doing that. So I was like, you know, I ain't just tell them that, but I was like, all right, well, let me think about it, you know, whatever. My mom was like, well, y'all about to hit the road? Why don't y'all take one of these sweet potato pies with you? Hey, look, mama gave me sweet potato pie, and that was the last time I saw her.
Come on now.
That was it, you know what I mean? So we sent them on home, but yeah.